So, obviously, people know of the movies The Conjuring, Annabelle, the Brookfield Demon Murders. The Brookfield Demon Murders, or Devil Murders, whatever it's called, I forget, happened literally right near where my parents live at, sort of. So, yeah, in 2022, not on Halloween, it was for a Halloween event that was hosted technically on Devil's Night, or what out here they would call Mischief Night, on October 30th. Basically, I guess the Warrens died, and they wound up just like leaving a whole bunch of these artifacts, like all of them, their whole collection, to some guy named Tony something with an S, like Tony Spivey or Tony Speary. I forget what exactly, but it's Tony SPE something Y. I think it's Speary, Tony Speary. But they left their whole collection to him. And basically that includes Annabelle, the real Annabelle doll, and all this other shit. You know, from The Conjuring, the Brookfield Demon Murders, all the other shit. So basically, New Milford is right bordering Brookfield, just like Danbury is right bordering Brookfield, right? I don't know if Annabelle was brought to any other places, but she was brought to New Milford at Harrybrook Park for this Halloween event that they were having. I have news articles to back this up. Keep in mind, the real life Annabelle looks like a Raggedy Ann doll. It does not look like it did in the movie. Nearly. They did that for the effect of the drama. That motherfucker is evil. It was reported as killing someone in 1980, which was right after the time of the Demon Murders. I believe those were in the 70s, I think. If not, they were also in the 80s. But, so this is basically, you have the Demon Murders and 5 minutes by car away from there. But where the Demon's Murders took place at, like 5 minutes by car away from there, they decided to put Annabelle on tour. So basically, you could pay money, like an insane amount of money, to just go in the Harrybrook Park that you can go in for free, that I got married at and all this other shit. You know, I got married there before the Annabelle shit. A year later, on 6/5, on 6/5-2023, or 6/5-6, on 6/5-23, someone unalived their mother, claiming they heard, and their cat. They drowned their mother because they claimed to hear voices of demons telling them to unalive their cat and their mother. So, I want to ask Mr. Speary, do you think it's a good idea to use the Annabelle doll and other such artifacts that were left to you essentially in a will as a capitalist prop for monetary gain? Do you think that's a good idea? You gotta remember, if it's got a demonic entity attached to it, that is no longer an inanimate object. That has feelings, that has a mindset, that has an agenda, that has a goal, that has things it wants to do, it's not an inanimate object just because it sits still. I'm talking about the Annabelle doll and similar shit. So, keep in mind, I'm never been a full-on skeptic because I've seen too much to be a skeptic. But I was always like, I don't know if the Annabelle doll really is as evil as they say. And let me tell you, this park has never had a fucking murder. No one's murdered anybody in this park. This is a park people walk their kids at. This is a park you rent out for $400 to get married there. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a historical landmark. When you think about that, and then you add all that shit up, right? And then you see that a year and a half later, on 6/5/23, aka basically the day before 666, this kid drowns his mom, this 34-year-old kid who looks like he's incest, drowns his mom, drowns his cat, claims he heard demonic voices telling him to do so. Yesterday, Harrybrook Park was all shut down. My wife, mom, live right near Harrybrook Park. My parents, they don't live right near. Like, my wife, mom, could literally walk there in like 2 minutes to Harrybrook Park. And so basically, they had this bitch on display as part of this Halloween thing that you paid $25 or $30. It was some ridiculous per person. No kids tickets, none of that. To just chill with the Annabelle doll. If I remember, I think because we had June, I don't think they were allowing kids. I think that's what it was. But it was the real life Annabelle doll. And like I said, she's Raggedy Ann doll. Kept in a glass case and so they were promoting this everywhere. I have the receipts. So a year and some change later, literally on the night before 666, if you use numerology for the year, the day before, the whole shit shut down. Cops are going up and down. It was enough to where they were like, well, someone didn't just die. Okay, because if it was an overdose or a suicide or anything where they knew there wasn't someone they had to look for or canvas or, say they have them right there, whatever the case is, right? If they know that there's no threat, they're going to have that body in and out of there within a matter of 2 or 3 hours tops. Okay, they're going to have the morgue there, maybe a couple cops. You're not going to have the whole shit shut down. If that's going on, it's for either an active shooter or some other, something they want to keep the public away from. And probably also something they'd want to, especially that department, would want to wait and then give the details. So, the only details they released when we were out riding around going, I think we had to go to the dispensary yesterday. Well, the only details they had was that, nobody's in immediate danger. The park is closed till further notice. I guess, my wife, mom, because she lived right near, was yeah, there was, an ambulance, all this other shit, it was crazy. And keep in mind, I don't really go down in New Milford. So, my wife go down there a lot. But, Harrybrook Park is a place I chilled at a lot. Harrybrook condos, I chilled at a lot. So, this is personal to me, kind of. People who live at that Harrybrook condo, shout out Joe Ranzo, shout out Jeremy Ranzo, shout out to Ranzo's, man. That's my peoples, man. You know what I'm saying? Zach came home and shit, I don't know Zach. But, yeah, no, what I'm saying is, basically, that's my people. So, if I feel like some bad juju was brought there by this fucking doll for capitalistic gain, that's kind of offensive to me. And that's kind of a problem. And then it was late last night, we found out this dude, basically sharing voices. I believe it's specified, Voices of Demons. I have a few of the articles of both what happened yesterday and when the Annabelle doll was there on October 30th, 2022. So this obviously is going to be one of those type of videos I like doing with the news when I can do them. But I only like doing them about really abstract shit that is almost unbelievable. And you know that. So this first article is from the shitty ass classic rock station I-95 out there. I-95, their station is literally 5 minutes from my parents' house about as well. It's all fucked up. All this shit is literally on top of each other, basically. But you have the largest landmass in Connecticut, but everything that it's just weird. That corner of town is fucked, I think. I think it's built on an alien Indian burial ground or something. My ancestors be giving them hell. But it says, literally, you want to do something different for Halloween? Why not looking face to face with a demon? They don't mention that it's Devil's Night. Out here it's called Mischief Night too, so a lot of people wouldn't know about that. You know what I'm saying? Out here if they've never lived outside of Connecticut. So yeah, Tony Spira is heavily involved with the care and transportation of... Rivera works for Tony Spira. Okay. I'm just going to summarize this I-95 shit. It's talking about the guy who disrespected it like I used to do to my buddy Paulie's Ouija board that caused Paulie's car to get totaled. He taunted it the same way. It killed him. His girlfriend survived. She wasn't talking shit to it. And said people believe the doll and its caps. I'm not going to say it, for obvious reasons. And it's coming to New Milford. Because there's nothing else to do in that fucking town, huh? To a point people will go around a demonic entity on fucking Devil's Night because there's so much nothing to do. Y'all can't build a rec center or nothing, man. Fuck y'all. This is the saddest shit I ever read. So it's who? Annabelle. What? See her. Where? They really need to break this down. That's how slow some of these people is, man. You're gonna see in a second, man. Honestly, bro, I really think, aging the face, I think I might have been in Taekwondo class with this motherfucker. I'm trying to remember if it was another martial art or if it was that. But I swear he looks like this like, I thought he was autistic kid that I used to do martial arts with. Yes, he Devil's Night. But they don't say nothing about that. Because out here it's known as Mischief Night. So no one's going to make that connection. But yeah, top stories. This is as yesterday. You could see the traffic. All the big articles. Big ass spike in search interest. Made the Fox News. It made the Fox. It made all. It didn't just make the MSNBC. It made the Fox too. Man accused of killing his mother near park in New Milford. They were basically by the part where they might have been near the part we used to smoke at, where there's like a little trail in the woods near the water. But basically 30. Yeah, he was about the right age, about a few years older than me. He basically killed her and called the cops. That's how you know he's special, saying that he thinks he killed his mom. His face looks like this kid aged by about 20 years, maybe 30. He looks older, but, you know, there's a lot of families that have certain issues out there. I'm not going to speak on it. It begins with an I, and no, the word is not issues. His name's Eric Megan. His mom is 56-year-old Victoria Palmer, who might be related to some other people. He put her in a headlock and he basically did the fucking Dean Ambrose finisher to her in the water till she drowned. Yeah. Of course, good old Spencer Cerruto fucking... Don't even get me started. He said the worst case of domestic violence. And guess what? No one used an AR-15. He had been non-compliant with his medication. He said about 2 or 3 years ago, about demons being after him. He said that about 2 or 3 years ago. Was there a year and a half ago about? He said about 2 or 3 years ago. And he a $2 million baby, as he should be. There's a possibility maybe that his judgment of time is off because he wasn't taking his meds. He was bugged the fuck out. That maybe he started hearing that shit maybe a year and a half ago-ish. He might not even know the exact time. But look, all these motherfuckers is like, oh, it's so sad. But bitch, you let that fucking... Literally, they said on Y95, it's a real life demon. Y'all let that in your park on Devil's Night. Y'all reap whatever y'all sow. The fact y'all talking about all this domestic violence and shit, y'all need to be thinking that y'all took that shit on yourself. I'm out this bitch.